guys, welcome to today's episode of Loddy's Locks. Update on the Blue Jays that were outside of my house. They're gone. Nowhere to be found. Not exactly sure what I did, but I hope they come back. As you can tell, I'm very emotional right now. So I'm going to put my brave face on and try and keep it together for today's episode. First lock, under 224 points, Dallas Mavericks versus Toronto Raptors. I spent a lot of time talking about reading the line. Now, if you cross-check these point totals with the combined averages of these teams, you'll see they're all pretty close. This number is within a couple of points of the number of points per game these two teams combined to average, except for the Mavericks-Raptors matchup. This is 8 points higher than what the Mavericks and the Raptors combined to average per game. Sportsbooks know something we don't. This is bait. First lock of the day, under 224 points, Dallas Mavericks versus the Toronto Raptors. Lock number 2, Milwaukee Bucks -2 in Minnesota. Read the line. Why is Milwaukee favored in Minnesota? The fact the sportsbooks have them favored on the road suggests they believe Milwaukee is going to win and they don't want to give value to those who want to take the Bucks. Another explanation for this line is that the bookmakers know or think Jimmy Butler will be gone before the game starts. And if you didn't know already, the Houston Rockets sending that Godfather offer for Jimmy Butler.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
The Timberwolves would be crazy not to accept this deal, by the way. They're not going to get a better offer. The point is, if this deal is announced today, you may see the line move from -2 to -5 or even more. And while I don't have any proof that the bookmakers have access to information that we don't, or they get information before we do, you'll see this kind of thing happen all the time. For example, let's say the Golden State Warriors are favored at home by 5 against the Indiana Pacers. You look at every injury report and you don't see anything about any of the Warriors stars not playing. Then a few hours later, they announce Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, and Kevin Durant are all sitting for rest. And that line flips from -5 Warriors to -5 Pacers. The line opens up at -5 for the Warriors because the sportsbooks already knew, the bookmakers already knew the stars were resting, and they're baiting you into taking that Warriors -5 before the news is released to the public. And then from a basketball perspective, the Bucks are a really good team. They're without Chris Middleton for much of last year, which put a lot of pressure on Antetokounmpo. They're clearly significantly better with him, and you have to love watching Middleton play. He's slick, he's smooth, he's always making the right basketball play, and he's clutch. Don't forget about this shot he hit in the Eastern Conference first round against the Boston Celtics.
This quite often. Who's going to get shot here? Gets it in. Middleton for the tie. Oh my goodness!
From way downtown, and it wasn't only Middleton they were without last year. Malcolm Brogdon and Matthew Dellavedova missed a significant portion of last season. They're both back. They drafted Dante DiVincenzo and signed Ersan Ilyasova. They still have Eric Bledsoe. This is a deep, talented Bucks team with one of the best players in the league leading the way up against a dysfunctional T-Wolves team that's allergic to playing defense and seemingly hours away from saying adios to their best player. Lock number 2, Milwaukee Bucks -2 on the road in Minnesota. Lock number 3, Houston Rockets -3 at home against the Los Angeles Clippers. This might be bait, and I might be falling for it. I'm hoping the Rockets are only favored by 3 because James Harden isn't playing. CP3 suspension is over, and you know he's chomping at the bit to get back on the court, as if he needed any more motivation going up against his old team. Remember last year's locker room altercation between these two teams? And while the Clipper players involved in this altercation, Austin Rivers and Blake Griffin, are no longer there, we know Chris Paul's relationship with the coach didn't end very well. Sometimes you gotta say, screw reading the line. The Rockets won't lose 2 straight at home. Chris Paul will the Rockets to victory. Final lock of the day, Houston Rockets -3 at home against the Los Angeles Clippers. Hope you enjoyed today's episode, and don't forget to tune in again tomorrow.
Major key alert!